Hey, this is Don Davis. I'm with the Happy Lab and I also help coordinate the doctoral preparation track. Wanted to go over our quick one-page flyer and let you know what we're about and what the next steps would be if you're interested. So why do we exist? Our department's actually a wonderful place to prepare for a doctoral program. We have really strong research teams. We have faculty who really enjoy mentoring. That's one of their favorite parts about what they do, is kind of helping people figure out what they want to do with their careers and kind of finding their sense of calling. But one of the things that we noticed is not everyone starts at the same place in terms of knowing how to navigate the opportunities that are available in the department. And so that's the purpose of this program, is to make sure everyone knows what kinds of things would be helpful to do and to make those opportunities available to everyone. And we also want to provide a space that's encouraging and where people can kind of work together, because everything's easier with a team and in a supportive environment. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. What is it? So it's a 2-semester seminar course. So in the spring of your first year, and then there's a break over the summer. Some people will kind of meet informally over the summer, and then there's a course in the fall that meets. And the meeting for the class only takes 1 hour of time. It's a support meeting, and so we keep a really efficient timeline for that. People kind of over email will check in on progress and what they're trying to work on, and they'll identify any things that they want help with from the group. And so that'll be about 30 minutes of the hour. And then our group will regularly have different speakers, including people within the group sharing where their projects are. And we present ideas at a formative stage. So it's before you've made decisions, you're kind of sharing where you are and trying to get feedback from the group to figure out next steps. So that's what it is. What's the structure for students? So I just mentioned there's a 1-hour meeting that's the group, and then also you'll have an hour meeting with your doctoral mentor. So you'll end up pairing with a doc student who agrees to kind of help you support your goals for the program. And then you'll also sit in on that doctoral student's meeting with their faculty advisor. And that could either be a group meeting or an individual meeting. It's kind of whatever the structure of their team is. And then the last thing I'll mention is we have 3 goals. These are meant to be minimally invasive. So some places will have like a formal master's thesis, and you form a committee, and you almost do the same thing as you would with a dissertation. We wanted to keep it much more streamlined, but we did want to give you some traction to kind of be clear on what you're asking for support for from your mentors, the faculty mentor and the doctoral student. So one of the things you'll do is you'll kind of go through the first few steps of the process of doing a systematic literature review, and that will actually happen before you apply to the program. It's part of the application of the program, and we have some resources to say more about that. But it's mostly doing the kinds of things that would set you up to do the chapter 1 of your dissertation. So you're finding a body of work that you're wanting to get to know a little bit better. You're pulling the articles, and we want you to kind of look for a literature that's around 15 articles. And then you'll end up creating a table where you'll have a column for the author name, the year, what measures they used, and then some of the key findings. And you can pull the key findings just from the abstract. We're not looking for you to read the whole thing or be able to digest everything that's happening in the paper, but just some of the high points that are described in the abstract. And then we have 2 goals for the year. One is to design a study, and you'll have lots of support to do that. That's part of what you'll do in your weekly meetings. And then we ask the faculty member and doctoral student to make a commitment to you to help you get on a publication, or it could be like a presentation at a national conference. And that's part of the reason why we have that on there is although a lot of people may apply to a doctoral program, it's much rarer that someone has research experience that has matriculated into a product, either a publication or a national presentation. So that's something that we can kind of aim you at, and it would make a big difference in terms of kind of making you more competitive. But what will end up happening is once you get on a team, you'll have opportunities to get involved in a variety of other things that are happening with the team. So these are just some minimalist goals, and a lot of times people will kind of set some other goals as they kind of get into the program. But a big part of what we're trying to do in the course is just facilitate these relationships and forming these goals, and also giving you a group of other master students who are working on something similar. And then we also have a doctoral student who leads that seminar. And so this is someone who can kind of offer encouragement and normalize some of the different questions you may have. And, so as people are getting into their study, they're asking questions about IRB and kind of figuring that out. As they get closer to the application season in the fall, asking questions about that process, who to get a letter from, getting feedback on your letters of support. And so what we're really trying to facilitate is helping you have more of a network of people who can support you in your goal of preparing for a doctoral program, if that's something you're interested in. And I think the last thing I would say is many of the students who go through our program are actually not sure what they want to do. This is something they're considering, and I've seen several cases where someone ends up clarifying that it's not a good fit. It doesn't, they end up one way or the other realizing that they don't want to apply to a doctoral program. Other times I've seen people, it's really close to the end where they kind of clarify, yes, I want to apply. What program, what type of program, counseling psych, counselor ed, school psych, other opportunities. We've even had students apply to clinical psych. So it really is very normal for that to be kind of an evolving and somewhat unpredictable process. And that's part of why we wanted to give some group support and make sure that you kind of have a network around you, so that very normal developmental process that you have support to kind of figure those things out, because it's a big deal. It's not just your job. You're kind of trying to figure out what you want to do with your life and how that fits with your values, and what kinds of activities you might want to do throughout your career. So anyway, in terms of next steps, we'll have an information session in the fall. So really all you need to do right now is, if you send me an email, I will put you on a list of people who are interested in receiving more information, and we'll make sure to put you on any correspondence talking about different opportunities related to the program.